Okay, so the third and last of the fingerpicking styles that we're going to cover is called Travis picking. It was made famous by Merle Travis, who was a country star who used this method a lot. And while he was not the one who invented it, he definitely popularized it. This is definitely a lot more advanced of a fingerpicking style to learn. It has a lot more set rhythm and pattern to it, but if you get it down and you get it going fast enough, it can sound very beautiful. And there's a lot of specific songs that use this picking pattern. So let's get started for the last time. Okay, so this finger picking style is going to be a little bit more in depth. The song I chose to do for it is "Marry Me" by Train. It has a very distinct Travis style picking pattern, and it's definitely a tricky song, but if you take it slow enough and work your way up, it's definitely doable. It's just the picking pattern that makes it tricky. So we are going to use the chords from "Marry Me" to learn this style, and the first chord is a C chord. So just like every other picking style that we've gone over, and pretty much every other one on the planet, you're going to start out with a basic chord. So we start out with C, pretty much the most basic chord. I'm going to get a little bit closer for this technique because you definitely have to see what you're doing. So for a C chord, that takes up these middle four strings. For this Travis style picking pattern, you need 4 strings. You also need your thumb, you need your index finger, and you need your middle finger. Some people prefer to use their ring finger as well, but personally I'm not very strong in these 2 fingers, so I tend to stick to just these 3. They work pretty well for me. So what we're going to do, for sake of explanation, is we're going to number our strings from 1 to 4 that we have to play for this pattern. So we're going to start with the lowest string, we're going to start with the lowest string in this chord, which is the second lowest string on the guitar, and we're going to use the 3 consecutive strings after that as well. So these 4 in the middle. We're going to name the lowest one 1, and we're going to name the highest one 4. So obviously 1, 2, 3, 4. This pattern can get a little tricky, definitely stumbles a lot, but working through it and practicing it, it becomes pretty easy and almost second nature to your fingers. So you're going to start out and you're going to put your thumb on 1, and you're going to put either your middle finger or your ring finger on what we're calling string number 4, which is actually string number 5. I'm going to use my middle finger because, like I said, I'm not a big fan of these 2 fingers. And you're going to want to play them at the same time. So you're going to want to do that same pinching and pulling out motion that we've been doing for the other finger picking. So you're going to bring your thumb down and your middle finger up at the same time, pinching them together and pulling out, like that. But you don't want to take your hand too far away because it'll make it very difficult to get to your next sequence. So you're going to start 1 and 4. And then once you do 1 and 4, you're going to move your thumb to what we're calling 2, which is actually your 3rd string. And then your index finger is going to play the string a little bit higher than that. And then you're going to go back to 1, back to 4. So far we have... Okay, so let's take that a little slower. You're going to go 1 and 4, thumb on 2, index finger on 3, or just kidding, scratch that. Okay, 1 and 4, then play 1 and 4 separately. I don't know what's going on. Okay, try that again. 1 and 4, then thumb on 2, index finger on 3, thumb on 1, middle finger on 4, back to 2 with your thumb, and index finger on 3. Slowly, it sounds like this. Okay, so once you get it going down pretty fast, it's pretty easy. For a lot of these finger picking styles, you can see that you have to find those 4 really, really important notes in order to determine what you're going to use. So for a C chord, it's pretty easy to find those 4 notes. If you go to, let's say, a G chord, because that is in this song as well, you're definitely going to want to play those important notes. So if I were playing it, I would do the same exact thing that I did for the C chord, but you have to play your thumb on that bass note, so I would just move it down 1. I would move what I'm calling string number 1 down to the lowest bass string here. And it's the same process. Once you get it playing fast enough and rolling fast enough, it will sound very flowy, but it takes a lot of patience to learn this one. And I think that's it for the Travis picking technique.